So hi, welcome to Good Noise Podcast. We're here with MPM Producer. We're going to ask him some questions today. I'm going to start. What inspired you to start the project?
Okay, thank you guys for having me here.
Thanks for coming on.
Once I start the project, well, first of all, this is basically a summary of what I've been doing for the last 10 years, let's say, because I've been in a punk rock band for 10 years, like several years ago. After that, I decided to start my own little studio in which I did music for several marketplaces, like different artists, music supervisors, stuff like that. And after that, I moved to UK to start working, and here I decided I really needed to create another music project where again I was able to perform, to write my own lyrics, because I had something to say. So basically, this is the summary, and it's also a summary for all the previous experiences I had. So I wanted to blend like punk rock influences from my previous band and all the modern genres I'm doing now as a producer. So it's kind of a punk rock crossover, something like that.
So what made you decide to blend those genres together? Because it's interesting.
Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy. Not just interesting. It's very challenging, I would say. And this first EP is basically an experiment, but it's also something hard to do. All my friends, of course, after the first listening, they were like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because of course, this is the first. This is experimentation, you know. Mm-hmm. So this is the first reaction that everybody has, and also the songs themselves are very different to each other to me. But I mean, in my own mind, they have a logic connection. But I can understand this is not something that you can actually spot at the first listen, you know. So yeah, because basically there is a connection with urban and punk rock in a song. In another song, there's a connection with dubstep and punk rock. Mm-hmm. Another one is like trap and punk rock. Basically, I think it's just the punk rock is basically the main character in this first EP. All the others are just second characters that are, coming out and coming in somehow, sometimes.
Okay. All right. Very interesting.
Yeah, it is. So, what would you say your writing process is like?
My writing process, well, of course. Can you actually see me, guys? Because I'm seeing the light is not helping me a lot.
We can see you.
You're fine. Yeah.
Okay. My writing process, of course, this has been changed over the years, because at the beginning I was just able to write a song with a guitar. I'm a guitar player as well. So, like several years ago, it was just like, okay, guys, I have this song. Let's just try to create something, add a riff here, a feel there, and whatever. Now it's basically, after a lot of time, I learned how to create demos by myself. So I write drums with BST, all the other instruments like basses, guitars, and even simple programming, electronic programming, I do it by myself. So first of all, it's still always like lyrics. And no, lyrics is just the last part, because I hate to write lyrics. But the beginning is just melody and guitar. After that is creating the demo on my DAW, which is Cubase. After the whole thing is done, then I write the lyrics and I say, "Oh no, I have to say something now." And but it's actually very cool. Once everything is done, I can say I'm pretty satisfied. And then I just call my drummer and say, "Hey, can you record something?" And that's it. For this EP, it was very interesting also because I wanted to take care, let's say on 90% of it. So I decided to mix it. I decided to do a lot of work, and this is the way I want to take care of this project too. So yeah, It's actually a little bit stressful sometimes, but that's what I want to do for this project. So let's try.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I get that.
So
Yeah.
you did the mixing. You did like everything.
Yes, I mean I didn't. I don't know if you guys know what is the actual way. Let's say, I mean, there's the demo, there's the recording, there's the mixing, and there's the mastering. I didn't do the mastering because, of course, it's I also wanted a good product, so of course I cannot do everything. But apart from that, I did a lot. Yeah, let's say I did the mixing, I did everything else. So yeah.
Wow. So for this project, what was the first song that you wrote?
The first song, I have to admit, I cheated for a little bit because the first song was Reborn, which actually is the concept, is the main idea behind everything. But I wanted to recycle some song that I had, but it's just, I guess, no. Okay, the very first song was Migrant Worker, which is the one of the last in the EP, and still you can definitely see a concept there. So that was the first one, but I had I think Getting Over You was a song never done by Wall Crush, my previous band. So yeah.
Okay.
So speaking of Reborn, how do you feel about the reception to the newest EP?
Sorry, say it again.
Can you
I cannot
move?
hear you.
Move your mic, Glory. There you go.
Sorry. How do you feel about the reception to your newest EP, Reborn?
For now, well, we're not at the beginning anymore, so it's very hard to tell because, of course, being an independent artist, you don't get a lot of reviews at the beginning. You just get opinions from not a lot of people. So I can say that actually the responses on Spotify are pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied. I can see that it's actually spread all over. A lot of people is listening to it in Netherlands. Apparently, I don't know why.
Wow.
But yeah, as I told you, I tried to prepare a lot of people, like a lot of friends, like, guys, give it a try, give it more than one listen, because at the beginning it may sound very crazy, which is not, to me, not just because I created it, but it's also because I worked a lot on them. So after a lot of months working on every step of it, it was super natural to me. But I can understand this is not super catchy at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So the answers to your question, Glory, is I don't know. I just try to see what people are saying. I have to say that most of them are pretty surprised and not shocked, which is different. So hopefully the majority will be like that.
Okay. All right. So speaking of that EP, what was your headspace while you were writing it?
Sorry, say it again. My hit.
Your headspace, like where your head was at.
I don't know what you mean here. Let's try to use other words to describe it.
What emotions or state of mind were you in while you were writing the EP?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Glory.
I guess we have to say to the guys that I'm Italian, so probably
It's okay.
whoever, yeah. That is not my main language, so I decided several years ago to don't write in my own language, which is not very wise, I would say, but still, apparently I like to complicate my life. Anyway, moving at the age of. Should I say my age? Yes, I don't care. I'm young inside. At the age of 30, when you move to another country and you change completely your life completely, it's not easy. It's not easy for anyone. But probably at 30 years is not easy for other parts of it. So the main emotions were like, what the hell am I doing here? Am I doing the right thing? Even I can say even a little bit of nostalgia of I would not say of mom and dad, because yeah, I'm 30 years old, but of course of my own land, my friends, even my family, of course. So nostalgia and anger which is which is funny because every time I speak with my friends or with other people, they say, "Ah, but you don't sing. You seem like you're smiley, you're like friendly, and it's true." But the thing with this project is that I really want to take my dark side out. So it's like vomiting all the venom I need to spit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that answer. Good. So when you're not making music, what bands or artists do you listen to?
Oh, a lot. I've been influenced for the early. I grew up with bands like Blink-182, Sum 41, Green Day. That was my first step because apparently it's the first step of a lot of other guitar players because it's they're not very complicated to play. But after that, I went to my metal moment.
Taste.
So I felt in love with. With all of them, like Metallica, Pantera, Iron Maiden, Avenged Sevenfold recently. I don't know who's rocking the scene right now. I don't know, but I mean, it was the band period. After that, I fell in love with a lot of stuff. I can tell you, of course, I love Skrillex. I love Deadmau5. I have also I have other projects too. I have a project of relaxing music, which is pretty funny actually. But I listen to a lot of different stuff. So
just all over the map.
Yeah.
Everywhere, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. And I'm actually, with the Spotify stuff, it's so easy to get access to a lot of things that probably you guys. I can see you're very young. So you don't even remember, maybe you never experienced the pre-streaming area. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you it was very romantic for some stuff. Like you were actually able to buy a CD to see, ooh, now I have it, it's cool. You were enjoying it, even the graphic, it was something different. But to be honest with you, this is so much better because of course if I want to discover a record I never heard of, it's ready. So that was amazing. That is amazing. Mm-hmm. That's why I listened to a lot of stuff and I decided to blend everything though.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So are you working on any new projects that you can tell us about?
Yes, even though I'm not a rock star, let's say that. I try to be to be very professional. I mean, I'm already working on another EP.
Oh.
Maybe it's definitely too ready to say that because but because my goal for now is just to try to release music constantly, and the problem is that a lot of music is recently became very easy to make. But that is not very easy when you're actually trying to insert instruments, real instruments and stuff like that. So of course I cannot release an EP every 6 months, but I will try to do it like one per year or per year and a half. So that is my main goal. Aside from that, I do jobs with others, artists, other producers, and so I try to stay busy,
Yeah, that's fair. Can you tell us anything about the EP that you're working on now?
It's too soon because we don't have. Well, I can tell you it will be a little bit more normal probably. Well, no, it will have probably more guitars parts.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Less experimentation, but I mean nothing too crazy. I've been there loving the solos and whatever, but now I try to stay very simple and catchy with my riffs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's all I can share for now because it's really early. But so apparently, can I ask you a question? Did you hear the EP?
Yes.
Was it so crazy for you at the first? Come on, be honest.
When Valentine sent me your music, I was like, okay, what the fuck is this? I want to talk to him. That's exactly what I said to Gloria. I'm like, I don't care what you have to say. I am getting this guy on the podcast because what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was something good.
Yeah, I
Because
liked it.
okay,
Yeah.
you know what the fuck is always a good thing, no
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
what. I mean, probably you're like destabilized at the beginning, but actually, there's a lot of people. I don't know if you guys know the Enter Shikari band.
Yes.
They've been a huge inspiration to me, especially at the beginning. They were like crazy. There's a song, Destabilized. There's a song which to me is definitely more crazy than the thing I'm doing. So actually, I think it cannot be so impossible to try to have a spot, let's say, on the world. A niche is that how you call it? It's not very probably. I mean, I can dream probably.
Yeah, I liked it. The first song caught me off guard a little bit because I was like, wait, so what is this? And then like I kept listening and listening. I was like, oh wait, this is kind of, I could vibe with this. So yeah, I think I went through it like twice. So it was good. Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's very good to hear. And also, what I've been always curious about is that, of course, you can tell I have different accent, but the problem is, well, first of all, I'm not sure if it's a problem. I'm very curious about it. But the thing is that, for example, Italian is not a very spread over language. So if we in Italy hear somebody singing in a weird accent, to us is a little bit weird. We can still listen music with that, but we tend to make fun of it. Probably with English it's not like that, because I mean English you can tell there's a lot of accent. I mean you can even Rihanna, let's say Rihanna has a funny accent, but probably still is is it very funny to American people to listen somebody trying to sing in their own language?
It's not necessarily like funny. It just like takes a minute to get to like pick it up, because sometimes the accent might be like weird for the ears. So like continuing to listen to it, you'll pick up on that accent and it'll sound like normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And even the lyrics were double checked by a mother language, so they should be okay. But sometimes they told me like, is it clear what I'm saying in the songs?
Yes.
Yes.
For me, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were good.
Yeah, you did a good job. Yeah.
Because it's the first interview I'm getting from from US and from places very far. So I was very curious about it. Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to help, I guess. Yeah. So, what artists or bands would you say are your biggest inspirations? Because you mentioned Sum 41 and Green Day. Who else would you put into that group?
Well, if we have to talk about nowadays, I would say definitely Enter Shikari, as I told you. Fever 333, I don't know if you guys know them.
They are
okay. They are amazing to me because they're different from what I'm doing, but I think they're actually doing the same thing in a different way. They are mixing actually very, very modern sounds with punk rock, with hardcore stuff, and that is a big inspiration. I would say those bands, but sometimes I discover like there's a band, they're called 100, I guess. Mm-hmm. So probably those two are the most inspirational ones, plus all the artists I mentioned, which again I try to to mix together. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay. All right. So where do you see the project in the next 5 years?
Wow, I don't think nobody can really answer to this question. To be honest with you, I even have to figure out the strategy at its best, because at the beginning I was just thinking to release music and just maybe after 2 or 3 EPs try to really get on the road with gigs around. So that's what I really want to do. But the pandemic, nobody could have been predicted this, so that was hard. I was actually thinking to not release the music, but at some point I said, okay, everyone will be at home, so why not releasing it? So in 5 years, hopefully I will be able to make gigs I mean, not the stadiums, but definitely some gigs. Probably here in UK. Let's see if Netherlands really love me. We will think about. Actually, the very first country is Israel. I really have no clue.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was very unexpected, and probably that is a little bit not a weird place, but it's difficult to get there to make gigs, especially if you're an independent artist. Probably I will try to play some gig all over Europe. But let's see, guys. I can tell you for now, I'm doing another job. This is not my job. So let's see. I just have to grind. This is what I love to do. I will stay focused on the. I'm learning a lot on promotion side, branding side. So I really hope that this is able to spread and connect with more people, and then we will see year by year.
Oh yeah!
Awesome, exciting! I hope you get to play like all over Europe. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yes, hopefully it's not very easy. Probably I just need to hit, to get in contact with some booking agency and stuff like that. It's definitely not easy, especially when I decide to win a solo artist. But of course, I have friends that cannot wait to play with me. So let's see.
Hell yeah!
So looking forward to it. So for the last couple of questions, we're gonna steer away from music and we're gonna go straight to death row.
Boom.
Boom. So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Sorry, I don't know what that death row is in this case. What you mean?
If you could have one last meal, and that's it, what would it be? With a drink.
You are telling an Italian. This is an impossible question. I would say pizza, but I would sound very corny, so no. Okay, no. I can describe that. We call it salad rice.
Okay.
But okay, let's go with lasagna. I'll stay very international on this one.
Okay.
Lasagna. All right. Do you have a drink?
Drink? Orange juice. It's fine.
All right.
Well, definitely not a rock and roll thing.
Rock and roll.
Well, I don't know if you know it, guys. We have a Jägermeister here. I really love it. That's more rock and roll, yeah. Or, oh gosh, there is another very similar, which I love the most, but I don't remember the name, so probably I don't love it so much. But yeah, let's say Jägermeister. Okay. Jägermeister is my favorite rock and roll drink.
Rock and roll, bro.
Rock and roll. Got it.
I mean, orange juice, when you say you do punk music, is definitely a shame, so... you can cut that part.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
That was very, very, very funny questions. Fictional world. I love sci-fi stuff, sci-fi stuff. So let's say I'm thinking to Interstellar, but actually the planets are not so comfortable.
No.
So no, definitely no. I mean, something related to the space and something like that. But I have to think about it because fictional world. What you mean? Like
a book, a movie, like something made up.
Okay, that makes more sense. There was a probably the Earth of Oblivion.
Ooh,
I mean, if it's just for 1 week, because after that it will be very, very uncomfortable. Yeah. But for 1 week, I can deal with it. I love that movie, so yeah, it was interesting.
Right, sounds good. So for the last question, I actually have the honor of asking it. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue.
It's not, yeah. I don't know why. Well, if I can tell you the reason, this is the most stupid reason ever. Definitely not rock and roll, but now I'm I'm screwed basically. So the reason is that when I was a child, there was these puppets. Probably you guys don't know it because it was an anime. You say that like a cartoon series from Japan. It was called the Five Samurais. It was very popular in Italy, probably not in US. And I had the toys,
Mm-hmm.
and my favorite character was the blue one. So that's the reason my favorite color is blue. But when I grew up, I just decided that there were other reasons for that. Like apparently, is a color that actually can help you with relaxing and stuff like that. My own little studio is all made in blue stuff. So
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
So actually, I have even a grown man answer for that.
That was very wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as Goy said, that is all the questions we have for you today. Is there anything you would like to plug?
Yes, why not? Guys, if you are curious about discovering new music, crazy music, and not catchy at the first listen, you should give it a try. You will find MPM Producer on every digital platform. So Spotify, of course, is the first place, but Apple Music, Deezer, whatever. Also, I have an Instagram account. I have the main social. I mean, I'm there. So Instagram, Facebook, even Twitter. Even if I'm not very active on that. Yeah, if you type MPM Producer, you will find me pretty much everywhere. So I'm there.
All right.
Awesome.
So thank you for sitting down with us. This has been MPM Producer and We're the Good Noise Podcast.